There are essentially two main asset classes investors should focus on, equities and bonds, but there are all sorts of things that financial professionals will try to persuade you to invest in. Private equity has been particularly fashionable in recent years, but financial academic and author David Pitt Watson urges caution.
But really what you're investing in is the economy, isn't it? You're investing in the real asset of a real company. And the real company that is a private equity company is the same real company that used to be a public equity company. So unless there's some magic formula that private equity's got that makes companies better managed and more profitable, then private equity, I can't see, is going to give you a bigger return.
Another option is to invest in a hedge fund. These were very popular for a number of years, but again, David Pitt Watson suggests you avoid them.
They were supposed to be a hedge, but actually we've seen many hedge funds that look like they've done well for a period and then suddenly had a crash. And there may be technical reasons why that's happening. So they may be taking very unlikely risks. So they get a premium for doing that and look like they've done well for a number of years, but then the unlikely risk crystallizes and then they lose money. And they are pretty expensive. I mean, really very expensive hedge funds. I would think unless you're really wanting to do your research into this and really know what you're doing, I don't think I would recommend a retail investor to go into a hedge fund.
What then about cryptocurrencies? Well, they were in big demand until they crashed in 2022. Whether they will ever recover their value is open to question.
They bounce around all over the place, so they're not a good currency, not like a pound or a dollar where we know that roughly it's going to be worth, even with inflation, it's going to be worth roughly the same next year that it was this year. We've no idea about that with cryptocurrencies. It seems to me that their key advantage is nobody knows what your underlying transaction is. And if I think about the people who don't want anyone to know what their underlying transaction was, they don't seem to me to be people that I would want to be helping facilitate such a transaction.
Of course, if you fancy a little flutter on cryptocurrencies, that's one thing. But if you're serious about investing rather than speculating, then a combination of equities and bonds really is your best option.